Merry Christmas, everybody. I don't think that this is going to be published before the end of Christmas, the 25th. But I guess now you know that that's when this is being recorded. So yeah, Merry Christmas. This is your probably going to be late Christmas gift. That and the video that's going to be uploaded right before this one. We'll see if we can get it out. Um, yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, this is going to be a 2-chapter audiobook because these Vince's Journey chapters are absolutely despicably long, and I don't want to read more than 2 at a time because that would probably, yeah, no, that would be like a 3-hour crying out loud. How long was the last audiobook? I feel like 2.5 hours, maybe. So yeah, let's try and keep it under 2 hours maybe this time. Hopefully. Okay. Without further ado, chapter 151, Vince's Journey P3. Vince, Naruto, and the girls were at Training Ground 7, training very vigorously under Kakashi, Yugeo, and Hayate. They were continuing to get stronger and stronger at an accelerated rate. Vince also had a hand in their training, naturally. Haku is now a combat medic ninja for Team 9. Pakura is now a Jonin sensei for Kono Hamaru. Mogi and Udon and Yagura formed the Hidden Leaf Navy SEALs. Is that a real thing? Or is this a James construct? A group of land and sea shinobi that travel the world and sail the oceans for pirates, bandits, and threats of all kinds. And Nari was enrolled in the academy and has a crush on Mogi. Cute. Good job, guys. Let's take a break for lunch, says Vince. Okay, Vince, says Naruto. Good idea, says Sakura. They were rested by a tree and had lots of good food. Boy, we sure have been busy, and the Chunin exams are coming up in 3 weeks, says Vince. They sure are, says Sakura. Time sure went by, huh? Asks Rin. It sure did, and I can't wait to rub it in stupid Sasuke's face. Oh, boy. Face that we're all Chunin and he never will be, says Satsuki. Yeah, what a loser, says Haruna. You said it, guys, says Amy. Gotta love how they've effectively become the Sasuke's of the. Well, I assume. I don't know how exactly Sasuke acted in the source material, but they've definitely become bullies, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, what a loser, says Haruna. You said it, guys, says Amy. Yeah, also, I heard that Ino is now training extremely hard now that everything about Sasuke is a lie, says Yugito. That's good. She needs to train hard. Fangirls are the pawn scum of the shinobi world. Okay, says Vince. That's a good way to put it, says Naruto. I don't like fangirls at all. They make us kunoichi look bad, says Akiko. Can't argue with that, Akiko, says Rin. And Anbu appeared. Team Thunder Angel. Yeah, that's. I forgot about that. Lord Hokage has called for you. I'm gonna cough, says Eagle. We're on our way, Captain Eagle. Well, guys, time to go to work, says Vince. You said it, says Sakura. They arrived at the Hokage's office in 2 minutes. Thank you all for coming, guys, says Minato. No problem, Dad, says Naruto. We have a client who has a mission for you, says Minato. Let me scratch my nose. They saw a man with brown hair and aqua clothes, and he was from the waterfall. It was Shibuki. Shibuki. The feudal lord of the hidden waterfall. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm Shibuki, the feudal lord of the hidden waterfall, says Shibuki. I hate to tell you, but that is not brown hair. That is definitely black. Jet black. Blonde, ink black. Oh well. Pleased to meet you, Lord Shibuki. I'm Vince Pusateri, says Vince. I'm Naruto Uzumaki no Namikaze, says Naruto. Naruto is my son, Shibuki, says Minato. I believe it, believe it. Minato. Ow, ow. Sorry. I don't know what that was, but that hurt like hell. He looks exactly like you, says Shibuki. I get that a lot, says Naruto. I'm Sakura Haruno, says Sakura. I'm Rin Nohara, says Rin. I'm Amy. Oop, come on. What's happened? What? Dang it. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I'm Rin Nohara, says Rin. I'm Ami Mitarashi, says Amy. I'm Amy. I assume it's Amy. I'm Amy Mitarashi, says Amy. I'm Yugito Ni, says Yugito. I'm Satsuki Uchiha, says Satsuki. And I'm her twin sister, Haruna Uchiha, says Haruna. And I'm Akiko Suzuki, says Akiko. I'm very pleased to meet you all, says Shibuki. Your mission is to escort Shibuki back to the hidden waterfall. He was here to discuss alliance treaty forms and help benefit between our villages, says Minato. We'll get right on it, Minato, says Vince. Thank you all. You're welcome to come into the village and look around, says Shibuki. Thank you, Shibuki, says Naruto. Alright, guys, let's move out, says Vince. You got it, says Sakura. 20 minutes later, they were off. They all trekked through the forest in the land of rivers, and they heard a noise that scared Shibuki. It's just some birds, Shibuki, says Naruto. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really timid, says Shibuki. Has anyone ever described themselves as timid? Like, regardless of if they are in fact timid, whoever says that? I'm just so meek. I'm so meek. It's all right, Shibuki. We will make sure nothing happens to you, says Vince. Thank you all, says Shibuki. We have arrived, says Vince. Okay, they arrived at a waterfall. It's a beautiful waterfall, and I'm guessing that the village is behind it, says Sakura. That's right, follow me, says Shibuki. Shibuki took them behind the waterfall, and they saw a series of pools. These pools lead to the village, says Shibuki. Shibuki dove in. Time to get wet, says Vince. Yep, that's my favorite catchphrase from Vince. Time to get wet. They all dove in and swam into a lake, and they surfaced and they saw an enormous tree in the middle of the lake on an island, and it covered the whole village. It was truly a magnificent sight to behold. Yeah, cool. It's a big tree. Thrilling. Takigakure. I guess that's the name of the tree. Wow, this village is amazing, says Vince. It's a true secluded village. It's beautiful, says Sakura. There are only 9 secluded villages throughout the 5 great nations, and I have a feeling that we will see more of them soon, says Amy. Like, why do they do that? It's like, it's like, I feel like it's not James's attempt at foreshadowing. It's James's, like, active, assault on foreshadowing, you know? I feel like somebody tried to explain foreshadowing to him, and he was so angry about the concept that he just decided, why not just have them? Oh my god! Why not just have them say, "I'm pretty sure something will happen"? That's so much easier than being subtle. God, James. Because like, if it was an attempt at foreshadowing, then it wouldn't be so consistent, right? Because every time they say something like, I bet blank is going to happen soon. I bet we're going to see blank soon, without fail. It's always that structure of wording. Okay, that's just a theory. A fan theory. A fanfic theory. It's a theory. I agree. Let's get to shore and dry off, says Vince. They did so and decided to walk around. The shops are extravagant. The forests of Saskatchewan, Canada would be perfect for this village, says Vince. I guess I couldn't really argue there. I don't know much about the forests of Saskatchewan. It sure would, says Naruto. Hey, look at this, says Yugito. Yugito showed them something very unusual. On the window of a store was a sign that had a red X over a bug. Just means no bugs allowed. This is a peculiar sign, says Vince. Yeah, it's on all the stores and restaurants, says Amy. This is weird, says Sakura. I wonder why, says Akiko. They went into a grocery store. Hello? Asks Vince. Oh, hello there. What can I do for you all? Asks the store owner. We have a question about the sign there on your window. Are you guys having an extreme roach infestation? Asks Vince. Ha 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 ha. No, I wish we were, but that sign was put up there to keep out a demon insect we all hate. Dude, segregation? Answers the store owner. Demon insect? What are you talking about? asks Naruto. Get out and stay out. You're scaring away all my customers. What? Oh, oh, okay. I was like, that was a switch. Get out and stay out. You're scaring away all my customers. Yells a man. They saw a girl with mint green hair and dressed in white clothes run from the store. Absolutely going to join Naruto's harem. Sheesh, what was that about? Asks Sakura. They saw the man glare at the girl with a hateful nature. Does this look familiar to you, Yukito? Whispers Vince. It sure does, Vince. That girl is a Jinchuriki like me. Naruto and Yagura. Whispers Yukito back. We have to get her out of here. Whispers Naruto. Right. Whispers Vince. Thanks for your time, sir, he says out loud. You're welcome, responds the store owner. They exited the store and decided to walk around some more. That girl is in a lot of trouble here, says Vince. Well, then maybe you should go to her, like right away, instead of walking around. She's in a lot of trouble, but not enough trouble to keep me from sightseeing. Just keep Vince. If Vince is anything like JD, we ought to keep him as far away from any interesting stone rock formations. Otherwise, he could be sat there for hours just admiring them. Yeah, her life is obviously worse here than Yugito's and Yagura's, says Naruto. Sure. We have to get her out of here, says Sakura. But the question is, where are we going to find her here, says Gas. Didn't you just see her? I'm sorry, did you, like, in the time it took for you to turn around and say, thanks for your time, shopkeep, did she sprint out? Whatever. How are we going to find her here? Asks Amy. Vince looked toward the sacred tree of the waterfall. I think I know where she's at. I have a plan, says Vince. Vince huddled everyone together and whispered his plan. After it was revealed, they went to the sacred tree. They got to the bottom of the huge tree. She lives in the tree. I can sense her presence, says Naruto. Yep, and the only way is up, says Vince. Vince, Naruto, Sakura, Rin, Satsuki, and Yugito spread their wings, and Amy, Haruno, and Akiko ran up the tree trunk. They went into a hole in the tree near the top and saw a Major League rundown cabin. Major League rundown cabin. I guess that's one hell of a way of saying a really rundown cabin made out of junk and all that. This is where that girl lives? Asks Amy. What a dump, says Sakura. That's fucking little rude. This is really bad. The sooner we get her out of here, the better, says Akiko. Come on, says Vince. They walk up to the door and Vince knocked on it. Go away. I'm sick and tired of you ungrateful and stupid idiots, says question mark. This is worse than we thought, says Vince in his head. Is it? She just kind of seems mad. I mean, that seems par for the course if everyone in town hates her. We mean you no harm. We came here from the Leaf Village to get you out of here. No, you didn't. That was a lie. You lied to her, says Vince out loud. How do you guys know you? How do I know you're not gonna try to kill me like all the others? Is that what the man was doing, trying to kill you? I'm pretty sure he just wanted you to leave his store. You know, still, not that I'm defending him or anything, but I think he might be overreacting a bit. Because like you, I am a Jinchuriki, says Naruto. So am I, says Yugito. The door opened and the girl came out. Oh wow, you're the famous You're the famous Team Thunder Angel. I've heard so many things about you all. My name is Fu, says question mark. It's a pleasure to meet you, Fu. I'm Vince Pusateri. I'm Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. I'm Vince Pusateri, says Vince. I'm Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, says Naruto. I'm Sakura Haruno, says Sakura. I'm Rin Nohara, says Rin. I'm Amy Mitarishi, says Rin. I'm losing it. I'm Yugito Ni, the Two Tails Jinchuriki, says Yugito. I'm Satsuki Uchiha, says Satsuki. I'm Haruna Uchiha, Satsuki's twin sister, says Haruna. And I'm Akiko Suzuki, says Akiko. It's a pleasure to meet you all, says Fu. Oh, this is Fu. I didn't even realize. Fu, who does not have a last name and will make sure to mention it every time she introduces herself. Same here, says Vince. How about I explain my background? Vince, how convenient. Okay. Asks, how about I explain my background? Asks Fu. Okay, says Vince. Fu took them into her cabin and they sat down and she explained her background and it was horrifying. Fu, that is absolutely horrible. Okay, so how do you have time for like every single character to introduce themselves, James Knutson? How are you going to have every single character introduce themselves every time they meet a new character, but you can't be bothered to explain Rin's background? Like, that's the one thing, the one interesting thing, right? Because you want to know why these chapters suck so bad in comparison to all the others? It's because every time you go into a chapter, there's some degree of oh my lord, entertainment. There's some degree of entertainment trying to figure, like, learning what horrible thing he did. Like, oh, what franchise did he ruin? What Loud House chapter did he butcher? There's entertainment in that, a little bit at least, and at least it's something different every time. But with this, even if this is the first time that we've visited the Naruto universe in this fanfic, even if this is the first time we've visited the Naruto universe, I don't know why I had to repeat myself, but yeah, even if it was the first time, it gets old really quick, right? After the first chapter, oh yeah, okay, that was funny, I guess. Haha, he really ruined the Naruto story. But then you get to the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, and you realize, okay, it's just the entire story of Naruto, but every single conflict is instantly fixed, and every go, oh, wow, this character's so cool, this character's so cool. Everybody gets what they want. You want to know why people don't make stories about utopias? It's because utopias are boring. Nothing goes wrong in them. The only thing you can do about a story about a utopia is like world building. You know, maybe there's some interesting new technology, and that's kind of interesting to learn about, I guess. But James can't even do that. Okay, because that's the one thing I'm getting out of these chapters: knowledge of the Naruto universe and story. It's interesting to an extent. Like, why is this happening? Why is that? But he rarely ever explains anything. He'll waste time having 20 different characters introduce themselves every time a new one is a new character is met. But God forbid he explain anything. I kind of want to know what Fu's background is. You can't just say, "Oh, that's horrible. It's a horrible background," and then go on with it. It's the one thing. Granted, even if he was doing that, it's not like I can even say that I enjoyed the chapter all that much, because it's not like he made this world that he's explaining. No, he's just copying it. Nothing's unique or interesting. Well, I guess there is plenty of stuff that's unique, but it all sucks. So, like, I beg James to make these very long Vince in the Naruto world chapters even the slightest bit more entertaining. He could at least explain these things that happen. A little bit of background here, a little background there. Once, okay, once, because don't think I've forgotten the like 20 different times we've learned Naruto's background. We know Naruto's background. At least we should by now. You wouldn't let me forget even if I tried. So you could just please. This is a new character. Well, not new, but I don't think I've heard Fu's background. So maybe I do kind of just want to learn about it, cuz maybe cuz people like Naruto, and I have good reason to believe that it I have reason to believe. What the hell was I going to try and say? Whatever. You get the point though. Naruto wouldn't be so popular if it wasn't good. And it's good because of world building and story, I assume. You've already ruined the story, so you could at least tell me about the world building. All right? What the hell are the Chunin exams? I guess I know what the Chunin exams are. But you get my point, okay? Oh man. Okay. Sorry about that. Where were we? I gotta say it. I gotta say it. Because it's asinine. It's asinine. Every single chapter where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go in and make Naruto super overpowered and make him beat up Sasuke. Every time he has to make sure to mention Naruto was this and this and this. Oh, and this happened to Naruto and this. Like we haven't heard it 20 times now. I don't know why he's so good, so consistent at repeating information we've heard 20 times over. But when there's actually something new, he couldn't be bothered. Is it lazy? Because it is it laziness? Because it's certainly not him assuming we already know the story. If that was the case, he wouldn't go over Naruto's background so many times. So I have to assume it's laziness. But then I go back here. Like I said, they all make their introductions. He couldn't just write. If he was lazy, and frankly, if he was lazy and good at writing, because nobody wants to read these, but if he was lazy, then he'd just say everyone made their introductions instead of having Naruto introduce himself, Sakura introduce herself, Rin, Amy, Yugito, and so on. I don't get it. I really can't step into this guy's mind and understand the process. Let's get back to reading, shall we? Was that like 20 minutes I just wasted? That's too much. 10 minutes tops. Foo took foo. Blah blah blah. Crap. There we go. Took horrifying. Foo. That is horribly. That is absolutely horrible. Says Naruto. These people are monsters. They hate me. Says Foo. Cries Foo. Akiko was comforting her. These people ruined her life, guys. We have to get her out of here now, says Akiko. She's right. No one should ever have to suffer like this, says Sakura. I agree. All right, let's get her ready, says Vince. Thank you for getting me out of this dump, says Fu. You're welcome, Fu, says Naruto. But I want to get some things first, says Fu. Okay, says Vince. Fu went down the tree and she later came back up with what looked like a jug of water. She had a bunch of scrolls with her too. Okay, I'm all set, says Fu. What's all this? Asks Vince. This is the waterfall's most powerful treasure, the hero's water, answers Fu. What are you stealing it? So this is the hero's water that I've heard about, says Naruto. Yes, it only comes. Okay, here, look. This is good. I don't know what the hero's water is, and I assume what she's doing right now is explaining it. That's interesting. I want to know about what the hero's water is. So why can't he do that consistently? Consistent, whatever. I could go for some water. Yes, it only comes from the sacred tree once every 100 years. Whoever drinks it will have their chakra increased tenfold, maybe 1,000-fold. The hero's water has gotten the waterfall through the toughest of battles, but drinking the hero's water comes with a terrible price. Whoever drinks it has their life shortened by the amount of that was what? By the amount that was increased. Okay. They all died not in battle, but from the water's effects. So they locked it away, hoping to never use it again, says Fu. That's a deadly consequence, says Vince. Yeah, it puts an incredible strain on the user's body, and it drains your life force at an accelerated rate when you drink it, says Rin. That is horrible, says Akiko. No kidding. Are you ready to go, Fu? Asks Vince. How much are you willing to bet one of our heroes, quote unquote, is gonna drink it? And it's gonna the bullshit's gonna increase 1,000-fold. But oh, it looks like the negative effects didn't apply. Wow, awesome. And now they're just super powerful. Woo. I think so. But I would be so open to James surprising me, proving me wrong. I am, says Fu. Okay, says Vince, pulling out a scroll and unrolls it and places it on the ground. Stand on the seal array, says Vince. Okay, says Fu. Fu did so, and she went into the scroll. Vince put the scroll away. What, you couldn't have just walked? Or flew or teleported or, any of the millions of different methods of travel you have at your disposal? Oh well, Vince put the scroll away. All right. Vince senses something. Uh-oh, he says. What is it? Asks Naruto. We wouldn't have, we couldn't have timed it perfectly. A squad of waterfall Anbu are coming, says Vince. Let's get out of here, says Sakura. Yeah, 'cause they're gonna die. Everyone stay close to me, says Vince. They grouped together and Vince put his fingers, left index and middle fingers, on his temple, and when the Anbu got there, they beamed out of there with instant transmission. You can't be fucking serious! What did I just say? Why did you put her in the scroll if you could beam? Oh man, I where did they go? Asks Anbu. 1. Find them and bring our weapon back, says Anbu 2. At night, by the gate of the hidden leaf, they appeared inside the village. We made it, says Naruto. We sure did, says Vince. Vince pulled out the scroll and unsealed Fu. See? Why? Why? There was no point to it. That was cool. Are we in the leaf? Asks Fu. Yes, we are, Fu. This'll be your new home from now on, says Naruto. Fu hugged Naruto in total gratitude. Yep. So she's gonna, fall in love with Naruto, even though Vince did most of it, but whatever. Thank you so much, guys, says Fu. You're welcome, Fu, says Naruto. We were glad to help. Let's get to the Hokage and tell him everything, says Vince. Okay, but first, says Fu. Fu took off her headband around her arm and dropped it on the ground. She took out a kunai and slashed through the symbols of the waterfall. Goodbye, waterfall scum. This is my resignation, says Fu. Fu put her headband back on her arm. She was now completely severed. She had now completely severed her ties and loyalty to the waterfall. Good for you, says Vince. In the Hokage's office, they went in. Welcome back, Team Thunder Angel. That's just not cool at all. How was the escort mission? Asks Minato. It was a success, Minato. Shibuki got there without any incident. Also, we've had a bonus scenario happen that caused us to do something crazy, says Vince. It's a weird way to word it. Fu came up to them. It's a pleasure to meet you, Lord Minato. I'm Fu, and I'm the Seven Tails Jinchuriki. It's a pleasure to meet you, Fu, says Minato. You're a Jinchuriki too? Asks Kushina. Yes. My whole life at the waterfall was a complete nightmare. They all treated me like I was a plague and a complete outcast. I hate the waterfall and I never want to go back there. I hate that village. Man, the character writing is crazy, says Fu. Kushina came and comforted Fu. It's okay, Fu. It's okay. It's okay, Fu. It's okay, says Kushina. Fu's life was a complete and total nightmare ever since she was 5. The Waterfall Council killed her mother and forcibly made her the Seven Tails Jinchuriki in order to make her a weapon. Dumb moronic mules, says Vince. That is just absolutely horrible, says Minato. Yeah, people are just absolutely stupid and consumed by their own hatred, ignorance, stupidity, and selfish desires, and they don't care who to step on to get what they want. Says Naruto, I agree with you there, son. You guys did the right thing by getting her out of there. But this might start a war with us in the waterfall. They will try and get her back. You did the right thing. Now hundreds will die. Let them try. We won't let the waterfall touch her, says Vince. That's right, says Kushina. Fu, you are now a leaf shinobi. You will be placed on Team Thunder Angel, says Minato, casually. Thank you, Minato, says Fu. You're welcome, Fu, says Minato. Fu was taken to a room at the enormous Namikaze Uzumaki estate, and for the first time in her life, she was home. Isn't that just wonderful? 3 weeks later, it was the day before the start of the Chunin exams. Team Thunder Angel was walking around the village. Well, guys, the Chunin exams start tomorrow, says Naruto. Yep, and I can't wait, says Vince. Me neither. This is gonna be a challenge, says Sakura. Is it? Is it? Is it? I heard that we're in for quite a heck of a competition this year, says Satsuki. That's what I've been hearing too, says Akiko. Vince looked behind him and saw a box-shaped rock with eye holes in it. Don't look now, guys, but we've got a pet rock following us, says Vince. They looked behind them and saw. He just said, don't look now, you idiot. Nice try, Konohamaru. But we know it's you in there, says Naruto. Ha 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 ha. You saw through my disguise again, boss, says Konohamaru. Boss? The box exploded and a huge cloud of smoke covered them. Konohamaru, Mogi, and Udon were revealed and they were coughing. Udon, I think you used too much gunpowder, says Konohamaru. Sorry, Konohamaru, says Udon. Hey guys, says Sakura. Hello, Sakura. What have you guys been doing? Asks Konohamaru. We're walking around the village and preparing for the Chunin exams tomorrow, says Vince. Oh wow, the competition is going to be really fierce this year, says Mogi. How's your training under Pakura coming along, asks Vince. Pakura Sensei's awesome. She has taught us things we never even knew about, says Udon. That's great, guys, says Fu. We're proud of you, says Naruto. Why did Fu say that? Fu doesn't know him, probably, maybe. I don't know. Thanks, boss. Also, those dumb butt faces on the disbanded civilian council have reinstated Sasuke as a shinobi, and and he's been training in secret by some by some crazy Anbu in blank masks. Okay, let's just do this real quick. Disbanded civilian council has reinstated Sasuke. Okay. Fucking how? I don't think you understand what disbanded means. Disbanded means they aren't even a council. You know, they do not exist. And even if they're like, they're meeting in secret. Okay, but that doesn't give them the power to reinstate Sasuke. Maybe they're treating him like he's a shinobi still, but you can't say he's been reinstated. Moreover, chances are he can't join the Chunin exams, which is exactly what's gonna fucking happen. Do you even understand? Like, James, I don't expect a lot. I hardly even expect a basic grasp on the human language, on English, I guess. But come on. What do you think disbanded means? It. Whatever. They gasp. How did you find this out? Asks Vince. We overheard the civilian council members talking to Sasuke in a restaurant. They said they were gonna have someone train him in a secret place and make him strong so he can kill you all. We saw the Anbu come in and they had blank masks and showed no emotion hardly at all. Explains Konohamaru. Danzo's root Anbu, says Naruto. Those fools. They just will never learn, says Akiko. Yeah, says Sakura. We appreciate you telling us this, Konohamaru. We've got to tell the Hokage, and you'd better come with us to confirm what you saw. You got it, brother Vince, says. Whatever, says Konohamaru. Let's go, says Vince. Team Thunder Angel, Konohamaru, Mogi, and Udon went to the Hokage. Minato was talking to the Jonin about who was going to the Chunin exams when the door bursted open. Should have said burst open, but whatever. We're sorry to burst in like this, but we have a situation here, says Vince. What's wrong, Vince, asks Minato. Konohamaru told us that Sasuke Uchiha has been reinstated as a shinobi by the disbanded civilian council. Okay, and is getting... not again, not again. I already made my point. And is getting secret training by Danzo's root Anbu, explains Vince. They gasped. Do you have any proof on this, Konohamaru? Asks Lord Third, whoever that is. I overheard it at a restaurant, and they were there with Sasuke, says Konohamaru. That's not proof. Do you have proof? Yeah, I saw it happen. That's not proof. Ow, ow. Hold on. Something's pulling at my hair. Anywho, I overheard. I think I have a way to show us. Oh, we need to darken the room here. Konohamaru, you're gonna have to trust me on this, says Vince. Okay, says Konohamaru. Vince put his hands on the sides of his head, and the room was darkened. Vince's eyes were opened, and he displayed everything from Konohamaru's memories about what he saw like a movie projector. That's cool, but in a world of magic, how can we trust that even? For all we know, you have a specific magic to make up lies and project them like a movie projector. How can we know? That is really cool, says Kakashi. This could be a very clear way to get information out of our enemies, says Yugeo. That is cool, says Hayate. They saw and heard everything Konohamaru saw from his point of view, and when it was done, they recognized everyone in the restaurant. Thank you for showing us this. Anbu, arrest all those people for conspiracy, corruption, and high treason, says Minato. Dad, I want to face Sasuke in the Chunin exams. I want this to be exciting for all of us as I rub Sasuke's name through the mud and humiliate him forever, says Naruto. I totally didn't see that coming. Oh, my prank senses are tingling, says Kushina. Ha 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 ha. I see where you're going with this, son. Go get him, son, says Minato. With pleasure, Dad, says Naruto. I don't look, man. Maybe it's just my family, but I don't like constantly say, well, maybe, I guess I say dad, but it's not like my dad says son constantly. I mean, he does in like a kind of joking way. He just calls me my name. It's not constantly, thank you, Dad. I love you, Dad. I love you too, son. Thank you, son. No, it's my name. It's a small nitpick, but frankly, I just think Minato should be calling Naruto Naruto and not son. At least not so much. Obviously, every once in a while, I can expect a dad to call his son son, but whatever. Adding insult to injury, very clever, says Vince. What's so fucking clever about that? Whatever. They left and resumed their walk. Hey boss, can we play ninja with you? Asks Kono Hamaru. Sure, Kono Hamaru, says Naruto, taking out a fake kunai. Go get it. He threw the kunai and Kono Hamaru chased it and he accidentally bumped into somebody. It was Kankuro of the Sand. I'm sorry, is that what playing ninja is? It's just fetch with a fucking kunai? That's a little degrading. Can we play ninja? Sure, boy. Go get it. Whatever. Yeah, he even said go get it. That's crazy. It was Kankura of the Sand. Ow, watch where you're going, you brat, says Kankura. Kankuro. Kankuro picked up Konohamaru. They ran to him and saw the scene. Hey, put him down. Now, says Naruto. Try and make me, says Kankuro. Naruto had his sword blade against Kankuro's neck. Oh, for the love of God. Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I mean, it makes sense. What, he picked up a kid? Naturally, you should threaten his life. Put him down now, says Naruto, menacing. Kankuro let Konohamaru go. I had a feeling that a bunch of shinobi from different villages would be present, says Naruto. He sheathed his sword. I know you're in that tree, stupid What? Oh, I know you're in that tree, stupid Sasuke. Get out of there now, says Naruto. Sasuke came out and he was snobby and arrogant as always. You have a lot of nerve, Naruto. I'm going to kill you for killing my clan, and we will fight in the exam, says Sasuke. I'm looking forward to that. You know, something I've noticed, and I guess I shouldn't be expected considering how sadistic Naruto and gang are, but Sasuke only believes Naruto killed his clan. If I'm not mistaken, it was stated earlier in these chapters, in one of the chapters, that like some malicious third party brainwashed Sasuke and like made him believe that Naruto killed his entire clan, even though he was a baby when that happened. Whatever. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's the case. And for one thing, uh, bad on them. Bad on Naruto and gang to Team Thunder Angel for actively demonizing him. Well, I guess bad on James Knudsen for demonizing a guy who was manipulated. Uh, but also Naruto never denies it. Like, I swear he's never denied it. It's been brought up at least twice, I want to say. In neither times has Naruto been like, I haven't killed your family. Okay? Like, if it was the 15th time and Naruto just decided to stop doing it because he knew trying to convince Sasuke was hopeless, then sure. But this is the second time. Whatever. I'm looking forward to it, says Naruto. I take it you are here for the Chunin exam, says Naruto to the Sand siblings. That's right, we've heard a lot about you, Naruto. I'm Tamari, and this is my brother Kankuro. It's a pleasure to meet you, says question mark. It's a pleasure to meet you both, and I bet that's your friend in the tree behind me. Come on out. Shukaku, says Naruto. A cloud of sand appeared, and out came a red haired boy with no eyebrows. And what? And he had what looked like a tattoo in the shape of the kanji for love on the left side of his forehead. It was Gara, the one-tailed Jinchuriki. Whoa, he looks like he never slept even once in his life. I sense a huge energy imbalance in Shukaku's brainwave patterns. Something must have happened to him that caused him to become an unstable Jinchuriki, says Naruto in his head. So you know of me, Naruto Uzumaki no Mikaze, says Gara. Yes, you must be the one-tailed Jinchuriki, says Naruto. I am Gara of the desert, says Gara. It's a pleasure to meet you, Gara. I'm a Jinchuriki like you, says Naruto. I see. What number do you hold? Asks Gara. Number 9, but I'm different from the other Jinchuriki, answers Naruto. How so? Asks Gara. I never had to endure the same pain and suffering that all Jinchuriki are subjected to, says Naruto. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. It's because James doesn't understand that makes Naruto a more complex, uh, uh, what's the word? Endearing? Whatever, a more complex character. And you get more invested. And he's more well written. But whatever. Have him live in a cushy house with his mom and his dad and all the power in the world. That's super fun to read. You're one lucky guy, Naruto, says Tamari. Thanks, Tamari. Gara, I sense a huge energy imbalance in Shukaku. Let's all go to the park and work things out. Am I crazy? Oh, okay, weird. I guess his name is Gara and Shukaku, I guess. What do you mean, Naruto? Asks Tamari. I'll explain along the way, says Naruto. They went to the park and Vince and the girls caught up to them and Naruto told them that Gara is an unstable Jinchuriki because of something wrong with both the sealing jutsu placed on him and that something is wrong with Shukaku. Wait, what? 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 Are they two different people? Maybe Shukaku is the Jinchuriki? Or the beast inside the Jinchuriki? Whatever. I don't care. What the heck was I gonna say? Baki was with them, and he was the Sand Sibling Sensei. This revelation horrified them. Gara was laying on a park bench, and Naruto was looking at his seal on his chest. Whoever did this seal did a really terrible job. This is a 3 trigram seal, and it's been tampered with, and it's causing Shukaku to manipulate Gara in some sort of way. I also sense another presence inside Gara other than Shukaku, says Naruto. Are you sure, Naruto? Asks Baki. Yes, Baki, my energy sensing powers have never proven me wrong. I'm gonna have to go into Gaara's subconscious and destroy whatever is causing this, says Naruto. Can you do that? Asks Kenkuro. We have to have faith in him, Kenkuro. I taught Naruto and the girls here everything I know and then some, says Vince. Then why not have Vince do it? I imagine he would probably be better, but whatever. You're one awesome teacher, Vince, says Tamari. Thank you, Tamari, says Vince. All right, here I go, says Naruto. Naruto placed his hands on Gaara's head and he went into his subconscious. He was in a vast desert that went on for what seemed like forever. Gaara's mindscape is a huge desert. Sukaku is just up ahead, says Naruto. Naruto spread his wings and flew towards Shukaku's signal. He found him, and he was a big tan raccoon. So that's Shukaku, and he's a sandstorm raccoon. Wait a minute, says Naruto. Naruto saw something unusual on Shukaku's head. It was an elderly man, and he was laughing like a total homicidal maniac. Gaara was also in Shukaku's paw, and he was trying to get out. So that's it. Shukaku is being controlled by that insane old man, and it's the reason why Gaara is an unstable Jinchuriki. And now he's gotten any, and now he, and how he hasn't gotten any sleep at all, says Naruto. I gotta blow my nose, but I refuse to get up. Naruto flew toward the old man and punched him in the face with devastating force and knocked him clear out of Shukaku's head, and Shukaku returned to normal. What? What happened? Says Shukaku. You were under this mad old man's control, and he turned you into and what? He turned you into and Gaara into. Oh, you should have just said you and Gaara into savage, bloodthirsty monsters. Pun intended, says Naruto. Where's Gaara? Asks Shukaku. I'm in your paw, says Gaara. Shukaku let Gaara go. Thank you, Naruto. I've read about that mad priest. That's Shukaku's first ever Jinchuriki, Bunpuku. He was the first Jinchuriki of Shukaku, and he was hated by the entirety of the sand, and he was locked up his entire life. Explains Gaara. So he was caged like an animal forever? Asks Naruto. Yep. So he's a sympathetic character, and I just punch him in the face? Yes. But he went mad and vowed to destroy everything that Shukaku thought with Shukaku, though through Shukaku's future Jinchuriki. He's a total homicidal maniac, says Gaara. Yeah, he looks really threatening too. I believe it. Believe it. They somehow sealed his evil spirit inside you and made you crazy. He must pay for his crime, says Naruto. Naruto fired a powerful blast of lightning at Bunpuku, and it hit him, and it exploded, and he exploded into absolute nothing. Give my regards to the Netherworld, says Naruto. That was so cool. Naruto, thank you for saving us both from that madman, says Gaara. You're welcome, Gaara. See you outside, says Naruto. Naruto vanished. Back on the outside, Gaara woke up. How are you feeling, Gaara? Asks Naruto. I'm better than ever. Shukaku is no longer influencing me, says Gaara. Thank you. I mean, that's great, says Sakura. It was an old man named Bunpuku that was controlling Shukaku, and he made Gaara into an unstable, bloodthirsty Jinchuriki, says Naruto. It's funny that you say that because, like, he wasn't at all bloodthirsty. Granted, we only saw him for like for a few minutes. You know, he's only been in the chapter for a few minutes, and he hasn't done it. But you see, you can't say an unstable, bloodthirsty Jinchuriki if the entire time you can't keep saying it and just assume it's true. You have to prove it. Show him being unstable, being bloodthirsty. All I know about him is that he introduced himself. He seemed perfectly fine, presentable, and maybe he wasn't getting a lot of sleep. Now, I might be a little too trusting, but that doesn't seem bloodthirsty to me. That seems just normal. Maybe a little sleep deprivation-y, but if if I thought everybody who has sleep deprivation or some kind of sleeping trouble, if I thought they were all bloodthirsty monsters, well, I would be very, very afraid to go outside. In fact, I'd even probably be a bloodthirsty monster. Whatever. They gasp. Bunpuku, I thought he was, oops. I thought we had seen the last of him, says Baki. Who is Bunpuku, asks Sakura. He was Shukaku's first ever Jinchuriki, and he was one crazy man who wanted nothing more than to see the world burn, says Baki. That's madness, says Boo. No kidding, says Amy. I've heard legends of Bunpuku, but we don't know hardly anything about him, says Kankuro. That's because everyone in the village hated his guts completely, and it destroyed his mind. We've all essentially forgotten about him, says Baki. That's pure evil, says Naruto. Naruto, we thank you for helping Gaara. Also, we have some disturbing info, says Tamari. What's up, Tamari? Asks Vince. Tamari, Kankuro, and Gaara revealed that Orochimaru is going to launch an invasion during the finals to destroy the Leaf with a joint attack with his village the Hidden Sound, and the Hidden Sand. Orochimaru is also going to assassinate the third and fourth Hokages. This was very startling, and they all went to Minato again and revealed that the info that they learned of. Now the entire Leaf Village was on full alert, and all the sound shinobi coming in were closely monitored at all times. The next day it was time for the Chunin exams. Oh my lord. And they went into a classroom for the first part, the written test. How many times are we going to do an exam segment in the Naruto chapters? This is it, guys. We're gonna become Chunin and destroy Orochimaru and make Sasuke's name worse than mud, says Vince, the good guy. This is gonna be good, says Sakura. Sasuke is gonna meet his maker. What? When when we're through here, says Naruto. You said it, says Rin. They walked through the hall of the academy and found a bunch of kids in front of a door being blocked. They also saw Neji, Tenten, Lee, and Haku by the door. Hey guys, says Vince. Team 9 saw them. Vince, Naruto, Team Thunder Angel. How are you all this youthful day? Asks Lee. Great, Lee. How's all your training coming? Asks Vince. It's been brutal, Vince, but Guy Sensei is teaching us a lot, answers Tenten. I can believe it. Believe it, says Vince. How have you been, Lord Naruto? Asks Neji. Neji, I don't like formalities. Just call me Naruto, and I'm doing good, thank you, says Naruto. You're welcome, says Neji. You've been doing all right, everyone? Everyone, asks Haku. We're doing great, Haku, answers Rin. Just so you all know, this is a genjutsu that's used to weed out the weaker contenders, says Akiko. Oh, I see, says Fu. Vince walked up to the door in a genjutsu. Open the door for us to get through right now, says Vince. You don't understand. Those that have participated in these exams all have died, says question mark. So leave now while you have the chance, says question mark. I assume a different question mark? Maybe I didn't make myself clear. Oh boy. I wouldn't make him mad, guys. Vince prepares a ball of ki in his hand and aims it at the door. Let us pass through here or I'll blast the door down. The quote-unquote kids were scared and the genjutsu was broken and the doors opened. Vince powered the ki ball down and lowered his arm. Thank you, says Vince. That was to weed out the weaker opponents, says Rin. Doesn't it kind of not make sense? Like, doesn't it not matter? Because did he get rid of it for all of them or only for himself? Are the weaker contestants still seeing it? Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. Why bother asking? I'll never get any answers. Okay, where was I? I know, but what fun would it be? Oh, see? Okay, so he did get rid of it for everyone. What fun would it be if we didn't have some decent competition? Hey, genius! If they can't get past a genjutsu, the thing at the front, then they probably wouldn't be decent competition. Oh my god. Oh, you have a point there, says Ren. He really doesn't. They went to the classroom and saw everyone there. So you all made it here too. Awesome, says Kaiba. Good to see you, Kaiba. Shino, how have things been with you? Asks Naruto. Been going good, Naruto. I heard you all completed your first ever Triple S rank mission as a Genin all by yourselves, Shishino. All by yourselves, as if it isn't like a team of 10 people. With their three senseis watching them. You heard right, Kaiba, says Sakura. That's amazing, guys, says Kaiba. Hinata hugged Naruto in joy. Naruto, that's incredible, says Hinata. Thanks, Hinata, says Naruto. It's been a while, Naruto, says question mark. They saw a group of cloud shinobi. It was Karui, Omoi, Samui, and Killer Bee. Naruto walked up to Samui and kissed her. Aw, I missed you, my queen of cool, says Naruto. And I missed you, my king of heat. Oh, kill me now. It's great you're all here. Karui, Omoi, you're doing good, says Naruto. Thanks, Naruto, says Omoi. It's weird. He didn't ask if they're doing good. He just said it. It's great to see you again, Naruto, says Karui. Karui. Yo, number 9, how you doing this time of fine? What? Yo, number 9, how you doing this time of fine? Asks Killer Bee. They fist bump. Doing good, number 8. Great on this fine date. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, I couldn't resist, says Naruto. That's okay, Naruto. You excited for the Chunin exams today? Asks Killer Bee. We sure are, says Naruto. It's great to see you all again, Killer Bee, says Vince. You too, Vince, says Killer Bee. Yugito. exclaims Karui. Yugito and I don't know if I'm saying that right, and it's really making me unhappy. Hugged. It's great to see you again, Karui, Omoi, Samui. You've both grown so fast, grown fast the last time I saw you, says Yugito. We missed you, Lady Yugito, says Omoi. I miss you all too, says Yugito. You might want to keep it down. You're making a scene, says question mark. They saw a gray-haired kid with glasses. Kabuto Yakushi, says Vince in his head. I had a feeling he was coming. Wait a second, says Naruto in his head. Naruto scanned Kabuto's mind and with his telepathy, and he saw a horrific past. He's a survivor from the Battle of Kikyo Pass during the Third Great War, and he got amnesia from it. He was adopted by a caretaker at the Hidden Leaf Orphanage named Nono Yakushi. And Naruto saw that she was indeed his biological mother, but she attacked Kabuto, and he was forced to defend himself, and he fatally wounded Nono. Naruto saw that Orochimaru and Danzo did this and made Nono not recognize him. Orochimaru and Kabuto's grief used Kabuto's grief to his advantage and made him his right-hand man and spy. Okay, whoa, Kabuto has had it much worse than any Jinchuriki, and Orochimaru and Danzo killed his family. We have to help him at all costs, says Naruto in his head. I have info cards that might help you with I have info cards that might help you all out, says Kabuto. Kabuto gave a demonstration. Give me info on Vince Pusateri, Naruto, Uzumaki, and Gaara, says Sasuke. You know their names? That's no fun, says Kabuto. Naruto, I thought Sasuke was removed from the Shinobi Corps because he tried to kill you, says Kaiba. He was Kaiba, but those dumb butt eaters on the former civilian council reinstated him behind Dad's back, and he got secret training, says Naruto. The civilian council was arrested and thrown into jail for treason, and they're heading for the chopping block, says Vince. Good riddance to bad rubbish, says Satsuki. Okay, says Haruna. Kabuto, wait. I need to talk to you in private. There's so many characters! I don't even know who's talking to who anymore, says Naruto. Certainly, Naruto, says Kabuto. In the bathroom, Naruto revealed everything he discovered, and Kabuto was shocked. He immediately severed his ties to Orochimaru and swore to stop Danzo and help the relief by any means necessary. Ibiki Morino suddenly appeared. All right, everyone, into the classroom, says Ibiki. Hey, brother Ibiki, get any info from our scumbag friend Gato? Asks Naruto. Ha 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 ha. We sure did, Naruto. He has a huge empire across the 5 great nations, and he's done lots of ruthless and horrible things across the world, says Ibiki. What a worthless man. Good job torturing him, says Naruto. That's just not something you say. You don't say that. Think about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Henry of Skalitz and Hans Capon both had to torture a guy, and they didn't like it, but they did it because they thought that it was the right thing to do. In order to it's not something you congratulate yourself on, is what I'm saying. It's a necessary evil. I think that might even have been the name of the quest. I guess technically it's up to you if Henry enjoyed torturing that guy, because you get to choose the dialogue. But personally, I didn't. Anyways, uh, so a little bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 lore for you. Crap, where was I? Good job torturing him, says Naruto. You said it, and thanks. Get into the classroom, says Ibiki. In the classroom, Ibiki explained the rules, and the test began. As everyone was filling out their test, Vince got finished 2 minutes in, and he turned on his infrared heat vision, and he saw the Chunin hidden in the walls and looking. Oh, and he saw the Chunin hidden in the walls and looking out over the participants. Okay. They've hidden themselves very well, but I can still see their body heat, says Vince in his head, naturally. Vince scanned the students, and he saw that one of the students had an abnormally cool body temperature. That's unusual, says Vince in his head. Vince zoomed in, and he. I'd like to think his eyes just got longer. Vince zoomed in and he analyzed him, and the predator triangle target centered on him. Okay. Vince had an audio analyzer bar appear on the left, and it was linked to his telepathic powers. What are we doing here, gang? Hold on. Yay! Wow! Cool. Soon, Sasuke, you will be mine, and no one will be able to stop me once I get the power of the Uchiha, and then the Hidden Leaf, along with Minato and Sarutobi-sensei, will all die. Ha 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 ha, says Orochimaru in his head. Oh yeah, also this. Cool. I won't let that happen, Orochimaru. Your time has come, and you pay for your crime, says Vince in his head. Vince's vision turned back to normal. Naruto scanned the minds of the other genin from different villages, and that of a girl sound from the sound named the sound I assume is a place. Should be capitalized in that case. Named Kin Tsu- Tsuchi, and he found a horrifying past and lifestyle. How many people have a horrifying past that needs to be instantly fixed by our Lord and Savior Naruto? That is just absolutely sick and disgusting. Orochimaru ruined and destroyed so many innocent past people's lives, and he brainwashed them all as conduct. What? Oh, them as well as crap. I'm having a day. I'm having a day. Brainwash them all as well as conduct all those inhumane experiments on them. The Hidden Sound is a village of barbarians and mutants that have no remorse, pity, or guilt, or any regard for the value of human life. Orochimaru, you will pay for everything you've done, says Naruto. Naruto telepathically relayed everything he saw to Vince and the girls along with his friends, and they were horrified, and he even sent a message to Minato and Hiruzen. He even told Kin telepathically that she should abandon the sound and help to destroy Orochimaru. Like, couldn't this wait till after the test? Whatever. And destroy Orochimaru. The first test was done, and Ibiki played mind games with them, but everyone was too strong and they all passed. Okay. Suddenly, a black ball smashed through the window and a flag attached to the chalkboard. In came Anko. Get ready, everyone, because the sexy Anko Mitarashi Namikaze is here. What? Namikaze? Naruto's family? Hi, sis, says Amy. Wait, so Amy is related to Naruto? Whatever. Hey, Amy, still learning hard, I see, says Anko. Oh, yeah, Vince is an awesome teacher, says Amy. He sure is. Everyone passed? You're getting too soft, Ibiki, says Anko. How have you been, Anko? Asks Vince. Doing great, Vince. Thanks for bringing in Gato for me to play with. He was bawling like a baby, says Anko. Everyone laughed. Ha 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 ha. I'm glad you like your new chew toy, says Vince. That's weird. I sure do, says Anko, licking her lips. That's weird. And his blood was tasty. That's really weird. I'm sure it was. I wish I could cut off one of his legs and eat it. Fucking. Now we gotta stop. Okay? Because Anko, for all I know, maybe she's got some sort of blood magic bullshit going on and she needs to consume blood. Okay, fine. It's Naruto. It's got magic and shit. I don't understand it, so that's entirely possible. Who in the right mind? I, I'm sure it was. I wish I could cut off one of his legs and eat it. What does that mean? Damn it. What does that mean? Yeah, I bet his blood was tasty. Man, I just wish I could cannibalize his entire head. I just wish I could bite off his entire head from his neck and eat it. Even though like his skull is there, it'll be tricky, but I'll manage. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, that's my future husband, says Anko. What? I mean, sure, I can understand. He's got a lot of future wives. How old is Anko? Not that this is the first time that an older woman is in a kid's harem, but how old is Anko? Because the fact that she had anything to do with Gato's interrogation kind of makes me think she's, you know, his elder. At least, I assume. How old is Ibiki? Because Ibiki had something to do with Gato's interrogation, so maybe they're close in age. And Ibiki seems to be some kind of teacher. And even if not, I assumed he'd have to be high ranking, and naturally, with age comes higher rank. Unless you're Naruto, friend. Whatever. Just another thing to add onto the list, I guess. That's my future husband, says Anko. Some people got up and vomited all over the hallways. What? What? Because they talked about drinking blood and eating human flesh. Like, I guess it's kind of gross to think about, but I'm not gonna vomit over the whatever. Naruto, you are really sadistic, says Sakura. Okay, that's true. That is true. Somebody said it finally. Not as sadistic as Anko, but I'm right up there, says Naruto. You sure are, says Fu. And nobody sees anything wrong with that. That is awesome, says Akiko. Yeah. I don't think any of his future wives realize they're in a toxic relationship. That is awesome, says Akiko. All right, everyone, meet me at training ground 44. Don't be late, says Anko. Anko smashed through another window and she left. Here comes the second test, guys. Let's get moving, says Vince. You got it, says Naruto. Let's show him, says Yugito. Continues in part 4. Okay, this is so unbearable, but I don't even want to read another. But I refuse to make an audiobook that's just one chapter long. So I guess. Oh well. Oh well. That was unbearable. These are getting worse, I have to say. But, benefit of the doubt. Maybe it'll be super, super good next time. Okay, I've got some water, so this one should be a breeze. I'm sure I'll be done in like 20 minutes tops. All right, chapter 152, Vince's Journey P4. Vince and Team Thunder Angel and numerous Genin shinobi from various villages were walking over to Training Ground 44, and they arrived in 10 minutes, and Anko was waiting for them. Welcome to Training Ground 44, as I affectionately call it, the Forest of Death, says Anko. Horrifying music plays, and everyone gulps in fear. Me and Naruto have been in here before, guys, and we know this forest like the back of our hands. I just feel like that's not fair. Says Vince. I can believe it, Vince. Believe it, says Sakura. Me too, says Akiko. That is awesome, says Samui. This is gonna be awesome, says Fu. Anko threw a kunai at Vince and he bent his head to the left and he grabbed the blade with his fingers. Okay. Good catch, Vince, says Anko. Thanks, Anko, says Vince. Also, Sakura, that was a great prank you pulled in the academy during your test. I don't think I've ever seen you all laugh so hard before. When did this happen? I don't care. Says Anko. Thanks, Anko sensei, says Sakura. Lord Hokage and Kushina sensei told me all about it, and I was laughing my butt off so hard I just couldn't stop, says Anko. I had a feeling that that would humor all of us, says Sakura. One more thing, is it true? Oh, wait, are they talking about when they just. It wasn't only Sakura, they all did. It was their. What is it? Replacement jutsu, where they switch their swap places thing jutsu. And all they did was swap places with Sasuke right before something hit them in the face. Is that what they're talking about? I don't care. Humor all of us. One more thing. Is it true that Sasuke smells like rotten onions? Asks Anko. Oh, yeah. And he also smells like dirty socks and week old used underwear. My underwear doesn't. I mean, I would assume that doesn't smell that bad. Anyways, everyone all laughed at that, says nobody. Ha 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 ha, that was too funny and true, says Anko. What is this? What are we doing here? How dare you all talk about me like that, says Sasuke. Anko threw her kunai and it slashed Sasuke in the cheek. She got behind him. You have a tenacious personality. I like that, says Anko. Anko licked Sasuke's blood and it tasted so bad that it made her throw up. Oh, yuck, you guys weren't kidding. He does smell and taste like all that, says Anko, vomiting. I need some water. Also, that seems like really weird that you did that. I don't know if you should do that anymore, Anko. Uh-oh, I got some ice. You know what? We're gonna eat it. Ah, it's cold. Go figure. Oof. Okay. Vomiting. Ew, blah blah blah. Yuck. When we said that he smells like that, we didn't expect him to smell like that for real, says Vince. Oh my god. Me neither, Vince, but this is too weird, says Kabuto. I agree with you, Kabuto, says Vince. Shut up, says Sasuke. You first, Sasuke, says Naruto. Alright, that's enough. Now I'm gonna go over the rules for the test, says Anko. Anko explained the rules of the test, and she handed each team a scroll. The scrolls were Heaven and Earth, and Team Thunder, Angel, got the Heaven scroll. Go figure. All right, the second test will begin in 10 minutes. So until then, decide how you're gonna want it. How you're gonna want to go through the forest, says Anko. Team Thunder Angel decided to have Samui, Omui, and Karui. God, I hate those names. Team up with them along with teams 8, 9, and 10. Sasuke decided to go alone and jeopardize. Sure. Oh, why not? Whatever. After everything was done, they all got to their posts and the test began. They rested by a tree for a moment. You guys are gonna love my new ride, says Vince, whistling. Whistles. A loud roar was heard, and out came a dragon, and it was not just any dragon, it was a Marianas dragon. Wow, what a dragon, says Naruto. That is one awesome dragon, says Sakura. What is this, like a dragon from Raid Shadow Legends? What am I looking at? Maybe it's from some dragon breeding game that I don't know about. What's it called? Marianas 2. Okay. Wow, what a dragon. I agree, says Rin. She sure is beautiful, says Yugito. Thanks, guys. Anyone want to ride, says Vince. Naruto, Sakura, Fu, Satsuki, and Samui accepted. Now hold on tight, says Marinus, who can talk, I guess. She talks? Asks Amy. Yep, don't worry, guys. I have more rides for all of you. Is that fair? I don't know it's fair anymore. We've lost the plot. Not now. That happened a while ago, but we're really feeling the full force of consequences. Horse neighs were heard, and out came a bunch of horses made entirely out of lightning. Thunder mare's awesome, says Amy. This is so cool, says Rin. It sure is, says Samui. This is gonna be sweet, says Amui. I agree, says Karui. I can't be saying those right. Right? I can't be. I'm butchering them. I feel it in my bones. The rest of them got onto their thunder mares, and they were ready. All right, let's ride, says Vince. BER's The Night Begins to Shine plays again with this. The night begins to shine. The night begins to shine. Why are we doing. Why again? I guess it's a good song. Vince and Marianas took off. All right, yeah, says Amy. They galloped and they were dashing through the forest at a blazing speed. How majestic! As they rode along, they saw a girl with red hair being attacked by a huge grizzly, and Vince and Marianas picked her up. She was unconscious. They also saw an unconscious Sasuke on the ground, and they picked him up too. They also had Suchi with them, and she had abandoned her teammates. Oh my god, man! She had her own dragon, too, and it was a sage dragon. What is happening? What's the point anymore? It feels like he started with a normal chapter, and then he was just like, okay, cool, this is what we're gonna do. But he got distracted. Like, oh yeah, but now we're gonna go through a ride through the forest on the dragons and thunder horses. Like, why? We don't do this. This doesn't make sense. Stick to the plot. Oh my god. I'm drinking as an excuse not to keep reading. Whew. Just like, because all this happened at breakneck speed. Yep, they're riding. Oh, there's a girl being attacked by a grizzly in this training ground, I guess. And they pick her up. Oh, also, Sasuke is unconscious, and they pick him up. No idea why. And Kin Tsuchi, who I barely even remember who she is, she's there too. She abandoned her teammates. And she's got a dragon as well, casually. This is so awesome. I always wondered what it would be like to be a rider of a dragon, says Ken. I'm glad you like it, Ken, says Sage, who can also talk. They arrived. All right. Cool. Whoa. Cool. They arrived at the tower in less than 10 minutes, and they landed and stopped, and they rushed the girl and Sasuke to the infirmary. They all passed the second part of the exams with 5 days to spare. What the fuck? Sasuke had a run in with Orochimaru, and he got the curse mark of heaven. Later, the Chunin exam preliminaries were underway. Hayate Gecko was the proctor, and the first matchup came up. Vince Pusateri and Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze versus Sasuke Uchiha. Battle 1. A fair matchup. A fair matchup. God, man. How can somebody write this and not see how dog shit it is? A 2-on-1 battle. Nice, says Vince. Nice, says Vince. Oh, cool. An unfair fight. Just how I like them. Shut up. This is going to be good, says Naruto. Vince and Naruto were looking at Sasuke, and Sasuke was looking at them with extreme rage, fear, hatred, madness, and explosive insanity. Whatever the fuck that means. I'm going to kill you both for ruining my life, says Sasuke. We show no remorse in doing so, says Vince. So they admit. They admit it. Okay. I will kill you for saying that, says Sasuke. How do you write an evil Sasuke? Well, simple. Have him say, I will kill you for, and then blank. Whatever that person did. Just blank. You exactly you're exactly like your pathetic father when I killed him, says Naruto. Take that back, says Sasuke. But Naruto didn't kill Sasuke's dad, I think. I don't remember anymore. I'm losing my mind. Take that back, says Sasuke. The apple doesn't fall far from the fucking tree. They all got what they deserved, Sasuke, and so will you, says Naruto. You're not the only person who tried to rule the universe with a sword of injustice. They they all failed, and so will you, says Vince. Vince snapped his fingers, and the arena changed into a completely different world, unlike any before. Volcanoes were erupting all over the place. Lightning was striking high in the clouds, and it was raining sulfuric acid and lava globs. It was a nasty volcano planet. Whoa, where are we? Asks Naruto. This is an alien planet I learned about when I acquired my powers. It's called Volmorg, answers Vince. Planet Volmorg is a is a volcano planet located in galaxy NGC 3987, approximately 214 million light years away from Earth, in the constellation of Leo the Lion. It's a nasty volcano planet that has a surface temperature of 1931 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is a truly inhospitable world. Volcanoes erupt all over the planet all the time, and a runaway greenhouse effect made the world like Venus on steroids. The superplan, thick carbon dioxide rich clouds and atmosphere trap uh, its parent star's radiation. What? And it heats the surface to ferocious levels. Volmorg has rainstorms that rain down sulfuric acid, and the lightning it much more powerful than on Earth. Wow, it's beautiful. Okay. Vince had everyone protected in a powerful force field, and it protected everyone from the planet's searing heat, and it provided oxygen for them, and it was raining sulfuric acid, and lightning was flashing in the clouds at a ferocious rate. The planet itself is a physical manifestation of the very evil inside of Sasuke's heart. Okay. It is a world that showed how evil Sasuke really is. This planet is intensely fierce. It's like a satanic version of home. It is not even anywhere close to that. The satanic version of home would be Earth, but everyone's fucking evil, dipshit. I'm sorry. This is not a version of home in any sense of the word. There is zero resemblance between this planet and Earth, other than maybe the fact that both planets have volcanoes and I guess lightning. And if you don't, if you just ignore the fact that it's sulfuric, they both technically have rain. So I guess, good point. Good point. That was that's what I first thought too. Vince, the genius over here. This would make this world is like Venus on steroids, and it's perfect for the battle. Enough talk. I'll make sure you never plague my life again, says Sasuke, charging toward them at a blazing speed. You're both finished. Vince punched Sasuke in the face, and Naruto kneed him in the stomach and punched him in the mouth and knocked out some of more of his teeth. Vince kicked Sasuke in the back of the head, and Sasuke belched up a huge amount of blood. Vince then uppercut Sasuke in the face, and he sent him crashing through a rock with incredible force. Sasuke got up, and he was mangled up bad. His curse mark was spreading fast, and he was laughing like a totally insane homicidal maniac to the 50th power. Ha 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 ha, I will kill all of you, says Sasuke. I'd like to see you try, you moronic barf bag, says Vince. Vince went Super Angel too, and Naruto spread his wings of thunder and lightning. Thunder is a noise, not a thing. So what does a thunder wing look like? I don't care. Naruto fired a bolt of lightning at Sasuke, and it hit him in the leg, and Naruto kicked him in the face. Vince fired a blast of fire at Sasuke, and he countered with his fire-style fireball. Vince's fire uh, overtook the fireball, and it went at Sasuke. He dodged it, and it hit the ground and exploded with incredible power. Kraboom! The explosion sent Sasuke crashing into a nearby mountain, and it collapsed and buried Sasuke under a huge pile of rocks. That's it for him, says Naruto. Wait, look, says Vince. Sasuke got up from the rocks, and he was completely out of his mind with so much rage that it was unbelievable. I've had it with both of you, you wretched monsters. How dare you? Rah! How dare you? You! Oh, how dare you! Yeah, yells Sasuke. Sasuke released the full extent of his curse mark power and bulked himself up to the maximum power in a massive explosion of insane rage. He was completely out of his mind with so much rage, fury, and psychotic madness that it was unbelievable, and all the arteries and veins in his eyes were showing. So that's how you want it to go down, says Vince. Oh, yeah, like you guys hadn't already used your super powered forms. Not that it mattered. You know what you were doing? You were punching and kicking him before you went Super Angel. And then after you went Super Angel, you started punching him and kicking him again. Why'd you even bother going Super Angel 2? You. Oh, man. Okay, keep going, keep going. We're on a good pace, we're on a good pace. Vince decided to take it up to the extreme, and he was in a whole new transformation. Oh boy, his skin was covered in dark blue fur. Oh God, is he going like, what is it, werehog? He had a tail that looked like Sunburn's phoenix tail from Skylanders, and he had yellow eyes and fiery sclera, and his wings were pitch black, and he had black fire around them, and he had a dark blue aura. Deeper voice. I was saving this form for when I destroy Orochimaru, but I figured it would be perfect for destroy. Who decided that? Sorry. All the fire is making me think of Escanor, Lionson of Pride. The only good thing to come out of the Seven Deadly Sins anime. Manga/manga. Not that I read manga. I'm not a nerd. Anyways, for destroying you, Sasuke, like my friend JD, I will call this form Super Angel 4. What happened to Super Angel 3? Has it happened and I just forgot? It will be a good warm-up for me, says Vince in a deeper voice. Sasuke was completely blind with so much rage and fury that he had no idea what he was doing, and he charged toward Vince, and Vince punched Sasuke in the stomach. Oh my god, man! What can Vince do in Super Angel 4, I wonder? He can punch! Maybe he can even kick still. Vince punched Sasuke in the stomach with devastating force, and he belched up a huge amount of blood, and Vince kicked Sasuke in the face! That's cool, man. I wish I could kick and punch, but alas, I have not I have not even access to Super Angel 1, let alone Super Angel 4. Sasuke was sent flying, and uh, he and Vince and Naruto engaged in a savage, brutal, and ferocious fight of unimaginable power. The fight was so intense and savage that it was rattling the very fabric of the universe to the very core. Thunderous punches, shockwaves, and explosions were shaking the very foundation of the planet Volmorg to the very core, and everyone was absolutely terrified by the sheer magnitude and ferocity of their power. It was so intense that it was unbelievable. What do you mean, everyone? Are people watching? How? How? Whatever. They stopped 25 minutes later, and Sasuke was getting madder and madder by the second. I hate you! Screamed Sasuke in rage. Vince and Naruto's auras flared up with extreme intensity, and they both kicked Sasuke in the back and punched him in the face and kneed him in the stomach and elbowed him in the back and mouth and shin with devastating force. I'm losing my mind. They kicked him in the face, and they punched him in the leg, and they kicked him in the back, and they kicked him in the throat, and they punched him in the ear, and they punched him in the thigh. And then they kicked him in the face, the ear, the mouth, and his junk. I don't know why. I was going to say crotch, but whatever. Sasuke was on the ground, bleeding profusely, and he had extremely severe wounds and injuries. Vince and Naruto stood ready to fight some more, and Sasuke was completely enraged beyond all known forms of human imagination and comprehension. All that you've done to me, I'll pay back 10 times, no, 10 billion times, screams Sasuke enraged. Thunder crashes in the sky. You wretched and stupid losers, you will pay for this, screams Sasuke enraged. They stood ready, and Sasuke was bleeding profusely, and the skies of the planet raged with thunder and lightning, and raining sulfuric acid and lava made it more terrifying. I genuinely, I genuinely wonder if James Knudsen gets actually mad, like if his blood starts to boil at the thought of Sasuke. It's so crazy how impossibly angry he has to be at Sasuke in order to pull this crap. Oh well, oh well. Lava made it even more terrifying. Vince and Naruto got out of their stances. It's done. Or wait, I guess he's normal. So it's done, says Vince. Huh, what do you mean? Asks Sasuke. They stood there, saying nothing as lightning and thunder roared in the sky. You said it's done. What do you mean? Asks Sasuke. Your energy level is decreasing with every blow. In fact, you're not even a challenge to us anymore. Oh, you hear that? Beforehand, you were a challenge, as if. You can take your stupid fanfic, 152 chapters, and shove it up your ass, James. This is ridiculous. I can't. You know what? I'm in a good mood right now. I'm in a good mood. I don't even care that I have like another 2 hours of reading left. Let's fucking do it. You're not even a challenge to us anymore. It wouldn't be fair to keep fighting you. We're satisfied now. Your pride and arrogance have been torn to shreds, says Vince. You've challenged and lost to two fighters that were superior to you in every way, and to make it worse, we're both losers, right? Says Naruto. Sasuke was absolutely demoralized and totally flabbergasted at what they said. He was completely shocked and dispirited. It would be meaningless to fight you now. You're too scared and ashamed. Live with the shock, says Vince. Vince reverted the arena back to what it was, and he and Naruto powered down. You're now just a total waste of our time, and you will never be a match to our strength and power, says Vince. You are now the true loser, Sasuke. You now have all the time in the world to think about your defeat, says Naruto. And we never want to see you again, says Vince. Vince then grabbed Sasuke's arms and took all of Sasuke's power and chakra and completely destroyed his curse mark. What happened? What did you do to me? Asks Sasuke, I mean. I stripped you of your Sharingan, Jutsu, and chakra. You are now just a normal human being that is completely powerless and is a worthless waste of space and a true coward. Shut up. Vince rips off Sasuke's leaf headband. You don't deserve to wear this. He puts it on the ground and slashes through it through the leaf symbol. You have blatantly disrespected the will of fire. What does that mean? And they insulted all the Leaf's shinobi, tarnished everything a Leaf shinobi stands for, and betrayed everyone's friendships. You are now a worthless waste of life, says Vince. How dare you talk to me this way? I am an elite, the best there is, says Sasuke. Not anymore. People like you deserve to be forever forsaken, says Vince. The Anbu came and grabbed Sasuke and took him to the Anbu prison medical wing. What a loser, says Naruto. You said it, bro. Good riddance to bad rubbish, says Vince. Yep, says Naruto. Winners Vince and Naruto, says Hayate. So dumb, man. I can't get it. I can't get it. Even in shows where there are characters I genuinely hate, like Joffrey. I haven't watched Lord of the Wings, not Lord of the Rings. I haven't watched Game of Thrones, but I know Joffrey. I've seen clips of Joffrey. I think the blonde kid who's super duper annoying. Uh, I hate him. He's annoying as hell. He's so arrogant and all this shit. But I couldn't possibly bring myself to write him into a fan fiction where he just gets super duper embarrassed and all this shit. Maybe eventually, right? Because that's the best part of characters like this. They eventually get their comeuppance, but never to this extent, and not over and over. It's insane. And I guess the best thing I can say about it is thank God that this is the way he decides to let out his frustration. For all we know, if he didn't write the Loud House Revamped so that he could make fun of and destroy Sasuke, because at this point, I'm more convinced he did this so he could make a Naruto fanfiction. I don't think we've had anything remotely Loud House centered in a long while. But anyways, yeah, if he hadn't made this fanfic to bash Sasuke, maybe he would have gone and shot up a school or something. I don't know. So thank you, JD, thank you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And the bottom is the worst part, mind you. It's where all my crap is kept. My hatred. Okay. What a loser. Yep. Everyone cheered wildly and went back to the balcony. Great job, bro. I'm very proud of you, says Vince. Thanks, Vince. All the training sure has paid off, says Naruto. It sure has, says Vince. Naruto, says Hinata, hugging him and kissing him. You were awesome. Thanks, Hinata, says Naruto. You were amazing out there, says Akiko. Thanks, Aki, says Naruto. Naruto, I'm very proud of you. You may have not only surpassed me, but you may have surpassed Sensei as well, says Kakashi. Thanks, Kakashi Sensei. I owe it all to all of your support and everyone I love with all my heart, says Naruto. Thanks, Naruto, says Sakura. You are a true shinobi, says Amy. Thanks, girl, says Naruto. What was that place the arena became? Vince asks Haruna. That was the volcano planet, Valmorg. Isn't there an E in volcano? I'm pretty sure. We were 214 million light years from home, and that world was completely inhospitable, says Vince. I can believe it. But that barrier protected all of us from its danger. Okay, so he transported everyone else, and they just watched, I guess. In its dangerous landscapes, says Yugito. Yeah, says Fu. That was really awesome. That was a really awesome planet, though. I had no idea that there are different planets like that, says Rin. Me neither, says Satsuki. I guess that makes sense. I still don't understand what time period we're in, but I don't know what time period Naruto takes place. I mean, me neither, says Satsuki. That was really cool. My brother Atsui would love it, says Samui. I'm sure he would, Samui, says Kin. Battle 2. Right, we're still doing this. Sakura versus Ino. Sakura wouldn't. I thought it's going to end in a draw. I'm pretty sure they like. I'm pretty sure JD likes Ino, so. James likes Ino, so it's probably going to be a draw. But they both win. Sakura Haruno and Ino Yamanaka were in the arena. Ow. I heard that you've been training very hard now that everything about Sasuke is a lie, says Sakura. Yes, I was such a fool to sacrifice our friendship to that stupid monster, says Ino. It's nice that we have reconciled our friendship, but let's see how far you've come, says Sakura. Wouldn't have it any other way, says Ino. I have just the planet for this, says Vince. Vince snapped his fingers, and the arena turned into a beautiful forest planet, completely covered in trees and super tall mountains, and it was teeming with all sorts of different life, unlike anything ever seen before. They were all protected in a force field because the planet has a poisonous atmosphere. They saw that the sky was an emerald green, and 5 moons were in the sky orbiting around it. Wow, what a planet, says Naruto. It's beautiful. I had no idea that there was life on planets other than ours. I'm scratching my nose. Says Amy. No one has. It's been one of humanity's biggest mysteries for eons. Two of mankind's biggest questions are we alone in the universe, and is the Earth the only planet that has life? I feel like if you answer one of those, you'd answer the second, unless we're talking about some sort of organism that can survive in space. Whose natural habitat is space, I should say. I think water bears can survive in space. They're called something else. Whatever. And the answer is now no, we are not, says Hakura. That's right, Haruka. I said Hakura. Haruka. That's right, Haruka, says Vance. Magnificent creatures graced the skies and the trees and on the ground. They were on the planet Srium. Krium, I'll say Krium. Planet Krium is a forest planet located in the galaxy NGC 6792, approximately 200 million light years away from Earth, in the constellation the Lyra the Harp. Is this even true? Do we know this? I can understand if it's like, if we know that there's like plant life on it, but if this is a real planet, I mean, and if it is a real planet, I mean, just looking at it, I'd guess it has plant life, but I would have no idea about animal life, though it's not impossible to believe. It's completely covered in swamps, dense forests, wetlands, and mountain ranges, and it has a dense atmosphere that is poisonous to human life. It orbits an F-class yellow-white dwarf star, and its surface temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. The planet is also home to indigenous fairy humanoid people called the. I'm not so sure about that part. I feel like that would probably be in the news if we found humanoid people, fairy people, called the Ferrara. Ferrara. They have pink skin. All have golden blonde hair, butterfly wings, and they wear elf clothes. They also have extremely powerful plant powers, and they can grow anything, whether they would be from Earth or other planets. They are very friendly with all things great and small, and have a very strong love for nature, as well as a great desire to protect everyone and everything they care about. They are also friendly with creatures that are not even from their world. They can also survive on any planet, no matter how inhabitable in environment or atmosphere. I can't fucking believe it. They really, James really made a Mary Sue species. Yep. They have wings. They can do anything with plants, no matter what planet they are on. They love all animals and all life. Shut up, man. As if they're intelligent, then they've had wars over stupid things. This planet sure is beautiful. The flowers are so colorful and the leaves are magnificently shaped, says Sakura. I've never seen these kinds of flowers before. I guess there is an infinite number of possibilities that life comes in many different shapes and sizes and can come in things we only see in dreams, says Ino. That's right, Ino. Now let's dance, says Sakura. You got it, says Ino. Sakura and Ino dashed and they engaged in a powerful fist fight, because God forbid these magical ninjas use anything other than their kicks and their punches. The fight ended and Sakura punched Ino. What? That's it? The fight ended with when Sakura punched Ino in the stomach and she collapsed from exhaustion. You did really well, Ino. I'm very proud of you, and I'm glad you're my best friend again, says Sakura. It's a weird way of showing it. Thanks, Sakura. You took the words right out of my mouth. You also took the breath out of her lungs. They shook hands. Is everything okay here? Asks question mark. They all saw a Ferrara, and she was beautiful. She had beautiful orange, red, yellow, and blue butterfly wings, and magnificent golden blonde hair, as well as an awesome crafted sword. Yes, we are all okay. We are in the middle of a competition to decide who becomes a Chunin level ninja. Are we really explaining this to somebody? Are we really going to? We're really gonna have. We're gonna. Oh my! I'm reading a little ahead. We're really gonna have. Oh man! Become a Chunin level ninja. Why do we need to tell this random alien who isn't gonna? Oh, they're gonna take one back, aren't they? And he's gonna join Naruto's harem too. Why not? Screw it. Um, crap. By the way, Chunin level ninja. By the way, I'm Vince Pusateri, leader of Team Thunder Angel. I am from the planet Earth in the Milky Way galaxy, says Vince. I'm Naruto. Oh, I'm Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, Genin of the Leaf, and these are my future wives: Sakura Haruno, Ino Yamanaka, Hinata Hyuga, Tenten, Rin Nohara, Yugito Ni, Amy Mitarashi. Also, right, never mind. Satsuki and Haruka Uchiha, Pakura Haku Yuki. I don't even know that one. Fu and Akiko Suzuki. We are from a different planet, Earth, in the Milky Way galaxy. He already fucking said that, but who cares? I am their teacher, Kakashi Hatake, says Kakashi. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm Nehara, and believe it or not, humans have actually been here on the planet Krium before, says question mark. I guess says Nehara. It's a pleasure to meet you, Nehara. And how can that be? Our planets are 200 million light years apart from each other, and we live in different galaxies, says Vince. The humans accidentally got here because of an interdimensional wormhole that led from their dimension to ours. They are two girls, and one is about 16 years of age, and the other is 10 years of age, says Nehara. That's interesting. Where are they? Asks Vince. Nehara, what's going on here? Asks question mark. The two girls appeared. One was dressed in blue denim clothes, and she had blonde hair and beautiful blue eyes, and a scythe on her back, as well as a blue, cyan, and turquoise butterfly wings. And the other girl with brown hair the other girl with brown hair, and she had green eyes and was dressed in dark blue and dark green, in green and dark. Fuck, where am I getting the word dark from? I'm having a stroke. Okay, she was dressed in green and blue clothes, and she had purple, pink, and orange butterfly wings. When Vince saw them, he gasped, Megan? Sarah? Is that really you? Asks Vince. Vince? Big brother, says Megan. Big bro, says Sarah. They ran and hugged him, and they were crying in a joyful reunion. Note, I'm not sure if Vince has any siblings in real life, but I thought this would be awesome. I'm sure Vince just loves this. Oh, God. I remember this is supposed to be Naruto stuff. What? What? You're telling me you didn't expect the random subplot of them traveling to an alien planet where they just so happen to run into Vince's long lost sisters, uh, who are living on fucking 200 million light year away planet with a bunch of fairy plant creatures, whatever. Sorry, I'm stretching. Frankly, if you didn't see that coming, I don't think you're a true fan of Naruto. Everybody, anyone who's anyone, any Naruto fanfic writer who's anyone, has put in this exact scenario, and I refuse to believe otherwise. Oh my god. Okay. Uh, Vince! I thought we would never see you again, cries Megan. We missed you so much, big bro, says Sarah. I missed you both too. We thought something horrible had happened, says Vince. I know, says Megan. So, these are your little sisters, big bro? Asks Naruto. Yes, Naruto, guys. I'd like you all to meet my little sisters, Megan and Sarah Pusateri. Says Vince, it's a pleasure to meet you both. I'm Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, says Naruto. I'm Sakura Haruno, says Sakura. I'm Ino Yamanaka, says Ino. I'm Hanada Hyuga, says Hanada. I'm Tenten, says Tenten. I'm Rin Nohara, says Rin. I'm Satsuki Uchiha, says Sutsuki. And I'm her twin sister, Haruna Uchiha, says Haruna. I'm Amy Mitarashi, says Amy. I'm Pakura, says Pakura. I'm Haku Yuki, says Haku. I'm Yugito Ni, says Ni. Yugito, I mean. I'm Fu. I don't have a last name, says Fu. There we go. It's been a while since I've heard Fu introduce herself and then say that she doesn't have a last name. And I'm Akiko Suzuki, says Akiko. It's a pleasure to meet you all, says Megan. Same here, says Sarah. This is a short-lived reunion. Frankly, I'd be like holding on tight, you know, my two sisters who disappeared. I'd fucking I'd be bawling my eyes out, too busy to make introductions, but whatever. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Same here, says Sarah. How long have you guys been here on planet Krium? Asks Vince. 8 years, says Megan. 8 years? That's a long time. That is a long time. It's a little ridiculous, but whatever. How long is the orbital period of planet Krium? Asks Naruto to Nehara. It's 2.36 of Earth's years. I'm sorry, what? Hold on. It's 2.36 of Earth's years, Naruto, says Nehara. So that's 8.5 years our planet's time, says Sakura. I'm sorry. Misunderstanding here? They've been on this planet 8 years. Am I to assume 8 Krium years? Which one Krium year is equal to 2.36 Earth years? In which case, they haven't been on this planet for 8.5 Earth years. They've been on this planet for 16 and some amounts, maybe more than 16, but whatever, at least 16 Earth years. Which, hold the fucking phone. So it's either they've been on this planet for 16 years because they've been on it for 8 Krium years, or they're saying they've been on it for 8 Earth years. But that can't be it. Even if they've been on it for 8 Earth years, then that means, well, that would have to be what they're saying. Because Sarah, or was it Megan? Whatever, one of them's only 10 years old. So the other option, where they've been on it for 16 years, she wouldn't have even been born. In fact, the other one is only 16, right? Why am I'm going too high up, aren't I? Wait, 10 years, 16 years. Yeah, I don't know what the what? Am I nuts? Hold on. How long is the orbital period of planet Krium? It's 2.36 of Earth's years, Naruto. So that's 8.5 years of our planet's time. That doesn't make sense. What? Look, if it was if it was 1 and a 16th of Earth's years, then yeah, sure. That's 8.5 years. What? I don't understand. I Surely I'm misunderstanding something here, right? Because it's longer. It takes longer for, yeah. 8 years is the minimum. 8 years is the minimum that they've been on here. Maximum has got to be 16 something. God, whatever. Okay, whatever. I'm spending too long on this. Please, somebody, if maybe you understand this math a little bit better than I am. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, but if you understand it better than I am, please tell me. Uh, because that just that does not add up. Yeah, but this was all an invigorating and educational experience for the both of us, Sarah. Okay. Yeah, I'll bet. Being stuck on a faraway planet for 8 years must have taught you a lot, says Amy. So, like, Sarah is 10, so she was 2 when she went missing. So how did she even fucking recognize Vince? Right? I guess I guess maybe she was following Megan's lead, who, granted, probably would recognize Vince, though I don't know. People can change a lot in 8 years. I guess I've never had to go 8 years without seeing anyone I know. That's a long time. How long is the orbital period? Blah 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 blah. Must have taught you a lot, says Amy. It sure did, Amy. We can now breathe on any planet, no matter the environment, and we learned all kinds of fighting moves. And we now have plant power, says Megan. Cool. Uh, I don't, I don't, I don't know about that, but whatever. That's not okay. We've spent too long complaining. Let's be positive. Let's look for positives now. That's great, girls. I'm so glad that you both are safe, says Vince. Me too, big bro. I thought we would never find our way home. But we have never stopped praying for you to find us and bring us home. Here's a positive. It's all so very heartwarming, says Megan. And your prayers have been answered after all these years, says Naruto. I would like to come with you all, says Nehara. Are you sure, Nehara? Asks Megan. Yes, I was told many good things about Earth, and I want to see it, says Nehara. I'm yawning. If that is your choice, then it's all right with us, says Sarah. Let's all go back, says Vince. Vince snapped his fingers and they were back in the Chunin exams arena. Megan and Sarah out inhaled the Earth air for the first time in almost 9 years. Whoops. It feels good to breathe our air again, says Megan. You said it, sis, says Sarah. 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 It's kind of fun to say. We have a lot to talk about, Nehara. Welcome to planet Earth. Are you kidding me? Talk with your sisters! Like, granted, it'd be cool to talk to an alien, but, like, you haven't seen him in 8 years, damn it. I think you should probably start talking with. Oh, whatever. I like how I said, let's look for positives, and that went out the window very, very quickly. Thank you, Vince. I have a feeling I'm going to like it here, says Nehara. Mm-hmm. Battle 3, 1010 versus Tamari. How many more of these are there going to be? 1010 was facing. Oh, did I ever click on the image? It's not important. It's very obvious what it looks like here. Wow, beautiful. uh, Tenten was facing Tamari in the third match, and this was going to be an interesting one. Let's show them what we're made of, says Tenten. Let's, says Tamari. This is going to be awesome, and I know just the planet for this, says Vince. Vince snapped his fingers, and the arena changed into a vast ocean. The sky was aqua blue, and it had 8 moons in orbit around it. A force field was protecting them from the atmosphere. Wow, this ocean is huge. What planet is this? Vince asks Naruto. This is the ocean planet Skyla. Planet Skyla is an ocean planet located in galaxy NGC 983, approximately 204 million light years away from Earth in the constellation of Triangulum the Triangle. Its surface is completely covered in water that make up a massive planet-wide ocean. The temperature is 104 degrees Fahrenheit. However, the atmosphere is poisonous to human life, and violent thunderstorms, mega tsunamis, super violent hurricanes, and cyclones and torrential rainfall plague this world. It orbits a Class G star like our sun, and it is home to lots of unique alien fish that are unlike anything we have ever seen before. The water is also home to a race of beautiful mermaid creatures. Dude, maybe we'll see. Well, actually, no. I don't think Vince has mermaid sense. Nah, he probably does. What the hell doesn't Vince have at this point? I wonder who would win between Vince Pusateri and JD. Anywho, beautiful mermaid creatures that are really friendly to all, very curious about all kinds of things, and very protective of all their fish friends. Some of the fish are creatures that we even know on Earth. That is extremely unlikely. Oh, wait. Wow, Planet Skyla. It's beautiful. I got to admit, learning about all these planets across the universe is really an educational experience for all of us, says Tamari. It sure is. I had no idea that there were planets in the universe that had different environments and different features, says Tenten. Neither did I. This has truly been educational for all of us, says Tamari. Again. Shut up. I agree. Let's do this, says Tenten. Tenten pulled out a bow staff and she clashed with Tamari's fan. Right. And Tamari blew her back, and Tenten skidded on the water, and the waves from the skids got some of us wet. Blubbering. Brrr. Whoa, this water is warm, says Naruto. It's because I peed in it. I hate you, Naruto. I'll take up the mantle of Sasuke now that he's out of commission. I hate you, Naruto. I'll kill you for killing my dad. Yeah, the water temperature is 84 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's scalding hot in some spots. At night, the water temperature can drop to 33 degrees. That's cold, but the warm water feels good, says Sakura. Can drop to 33 degrees, says Vince. That's cold, but the warm water feels good, says Sakura. She's a wind user. I have to get the drop on her somehow. I have an idea, and it just might work, says Tenten in her head. Hey, what's that behind you? Says Tenten out loud. Are we for real? Where? Says Tamari, looking behind her. Tenten dove underwater, and she swam underneath her and exploded up from behind her like a whale breaching, and she kicked Tamari in the face, and she whacked with her staff several times. Tenten sealed it and pulled out a mace, and she whacked Tamari with a mace in the stomach. Tamari was weak and tired, and she tried to get up, but she was too weak, and she collapsed in the water and was knocked out. The arena reverted back to the back, and Hayate checked Tamari out, and he saw that she was knocked out. Tenten wins, says Hayate. They all cheered wildly for her. Way to go, Tenten, says Naruto. All right, Tenten, says Sakura. Yeah, awesome job, Tenten, says Akiko. Tenten gave the victory finger pose. I just kind of assumed she flipped us all the bird. I got to admit, though, diving underwater for a sneak attack was genius, says Vince. I guess. The whole "what's that behind you" part, a little less geniusy, but whatever. If anything, it may have even been worse, because what you said, look behind you, then Tamari looked behind her, right? And then you dove underwater and then swam behind her, which is where she was looking, and that's where you decided to burst up. Granted, it would probably still catch her off guard, but why not just attack her? Why not just? She turned around. Why not just attack her back? What an idiot. What an idiot. I hate you. It sure was. That got the drop on her, says Amy. Very clever, says Haruka. That was awesome, says Satsuki. Tenten came up onto the balcony and she hugged Naruto. You were awesome, Tenten, says Naruto. Naruto and Tenten hugged, I guess, again. Thank you, Naruto, for believing in me, says Tenten. You're welcome, Tenten, says Naruto. Oh, young love. Battle 4. Akiko versus Zaku, whoever that is. Akiko is facing the sound ninja Zaku Abumi. This is gonna be sweet. I'm going to kill you and give your body to Lord Orochimaru, says Zaku. Remember how they said the sound ninjas were supposed to be closely watched? Not that closely, I guess. We'll see about that. Orochimaru will pay for everything he's done to our village and the world, says Akiko. Akiko then activated her Kakai Genkai and changed the arena to the Trifid Nebula. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're in outer space, says Naruto, echoing, this is amazing. But where are we? Echoes Sakura. This is the Trifid Nebula in the constellation of Sagittarius the Archer, located 6,000 light years from Earth, says Vince, echoing. It's beautiful. Oh, cool. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I've never seen a nebula up close before. And the stars in it are like diamonds floating in it. It echoes Amy. This is incredible. And echoes Nehara. It is beautiful, isn't it? This is part of my bloodline line. I have the ability to change the area into a nebula from another part of the galaxy. And this is the amazing part. I discovered that all shinobi have the ability to breathe in the infinitely vast distances of the endless vacuum of space, says Akiko. How did you possibly figure that out? I guess she teleported them to space and checked to see if they died. That seems actually kind of inhumane. That's amazing, echoes Haruka. I saw Akiko use her abilities in action when we were sparring, and it was awesome. Awesome, some. She took us both to a strange blue nebula in the shape of a boomerang. Ring, echoes Satsuki. That was the Boomerang Nebula, says Vince, I guess, who is no longer echoing. Boomerang Nebula, asks Naruto. Yeah, it's located in the constellation of Centaurus the Centaur, located 5,000 light years away. From Earth, it is also the coldest natural known place in the universe. It has a temperature of negative 457 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's definitely going to want to bring a coat. That's amazing. Zing. I had no idea such a place existed. Echoes Fu. No kidding. Ing. It's really cool. Echoes Samui. I agree. This whole place, this whole experience has been really educational. Echoes Yugito. Back to the battle. Akiko stood ready to face him. I must admit, this is really awesome. Some. I didn't know that there were clouds in the universe. Echoes Zaku. You figure a lot of stuff out as you learn about it. Now let's dance, says Akiko. Akiko dashed at a blazing speed and punched him in the face with incredible force, and Akiko teleported and kicked him in the back. You wretched girl, slicing waves, says Zaku. Nothing happened. What's going on? My jutsu can't activate, says Zaku. That's another benefit of my Kakai Genkai. The nebula's hydrogen gas produces an electromagnetic field that neutralizes my enemy's chakra, and it even clouds visual bloodlines, rendering them completely useless. Jutsu is also completely disabled as well. So that's fucking whatever. Same song and dance, bullshit, nonsense, unfair. Whoa. That is a powerful benefit of her Kakai Genkai Kai. Echoes Pakura. Yeah, I saw the effects in action. Ow. In action, and I was completely helpless against her, says Satsuki. I must admit that is an amazing ability. Echoes Kakashi. Akiko punched Zaku in the back and he was sent flying up, and Akiko formed a little sun in her hand from the hydrogen and helium gas in the nebula. Now it's time for you to die. Nebula style ninja art. Solar obliterate, says Akiko. She threw the mini sun at Zaku, and as it got closer to him, it started vaporizing him, and he screamed in excruciating pain, and he was completely obliterated in less than 5 seconds. We were shielding our eyes from the intense brightness. We couldn't see anything. When the light faded, we saw that Zaku was completely gone. All that was left of him was his sound ninja headband, some fucking how. The arena reverted back, and Hayate saw that Zaku was gone. Are you allowed to kill people in these? Whatever. Kiko wins, says Hayate. They cheered wildly for her. That was an amazing display, says Kakashi. It sure was, Kakashi sensei, says Vince. Akiko came up to the balcony and she saw Naruto and she and Naruto hugged and kissed. You were awesome, Aki, says Naruto. Thanks, Naruto, says Akiko. Battle 5, Vince again, for some fucking reason, versus Dosu. Vince was facing Dosu Kinuta. You're gonna pay for hurting Kin, says Vince. We shall see. Now let's dance, says Dosu. Vince dashed and kicked Dosu in the face, and the arena changed into a purple grassland planet named Molilla. Molilla. Planet Molilla is a grassland planet located in the galaxy NGC 1697, approximately 442 million light years away from Earth in the constellation of Corona Borealis, the northern crown. The surface is completely covered in purple, dense grasslands. This is because the planet orbits a class F star and it absorbed a tremendous amount of energy from the star, and the planets now absorb less energy, making them purple. Like Krium and Skyla, the atmosphere of Molilla is poisonous to human life, and the alien creatures on this planet are extremely predatory and very hostile. Violent rainstorms, thunderstorms, and extremely powerful tornadoes ravage the surface, and it is intense. Wow. What the heck was I going to do? I was going to say something. Right. Here's hoping we don't meet any more of Vince's long lost sisters. Everyone was. How long have I not been in full screen? Oh, that was. Yeah. How embarrassing. What was I? Everyone was protected in a force field because of the poisonous atmosphere. Vince kicked Dosu in the stomach and punched him in the back and kneed him in the nose. Whoa, go get him, bro, says Megan. Yeah, show no mercy, says Sarah. Vince fired a blast of fire at Dosu's right arm and it hit him with a powerful explosion. It went flying clean off of him and he screamed in excruciating pain. Oh man, that must have really hurt, says Naruto. You kidding? You're kidding, right? Of course it fucking hurt. He lost an entire arm, Naruto, you genius. No kidding, says Sakura. Ouch, says Amy. So much for the use of your arm, says Vince. You will pay dearly for that, says Dosu. You see, if my arm got obliterated, I would have been screaming. I would have said something more along the lines of, "Oh, my arm!" Anywho, come, says Vince. That's weird. Dosu charged toward him, and when he got close, Vince punched Dosu in the chest so hard that it went all the way through his chest and through his back. Dosu was gagging and coughing, and he coughed up a huge amount of blood. Vince had Dosu's beating black heart in his right hand. Vince killed Dosu instantly. That must have been painful for you. You can have a nice time in the netherworld, says Vince. That is disgusting, says Naruto, who is, supposed to be sadistic. Joji, Kaiba, Shikamaru, and went to the bathroom and they puked their guts out. Dosu fell to the ground and Vince's arms were covered in blood. That was gross, but Dosu here deserved it, says Vince. Hayate came over and saw the carnage before him and checked him over. You're wasting your time, Hayate-sensei. I have Dosu's beating heart here in my hand. He's dead, says Vince. Yes, it would be pointless then. Winner, Vince Pusateri, says Hayate. Everyone cheered wildly for him as the arena reverted back. Thank you, everyone, says Vince. Vince walked over to Dosu's severed arm and he saw the resonating echo speaker and he took it off. I could use this, says Vince. He put it on his right arm and it went back to went back to the balcony. Battle 6, Amy versus Kankuro. Amy was facing Kankuro in match number 6. Have there really been 6 of these? Oy, I feel ill. Crap, how far did I go? Here we go. So, a sword master is who I'll be facing, says Kankuro. That's right, Kankuro. What can you do? Asks Amy. Kankuro had the bandages of an object on his back come off, and then a strange puppet came to life, and Kankuro had strings of chakra coming from the tips of his fingers, and they were controlling it. This is Crow, and he's coming for you, says Kankuro. So you're a puppet jutsu user. I've heard about them, says Amy. Yes, the sand is known for having the elite puppet brigade, says Kinkuro. So I've heard. Also, I'm afraid to tell you this, but Chio is responsible for the supposed death of your own mother, says Amy. Yeah, a bit of a bomb to drop on him, but whatever. Everyone gasped at this revelation. It's all true, everyone. I witnessed the birth of Gara from the shadows when Lady Karura delivered him prematurely. I saw Chiyo about to inject Karura with a fatal dose of poison, and I substituted her with a clone and explained everything to her. She went into hiding as a result, says Pakura. That's right, says question mark. A hooded cloak, a hooded cloak figure came out and pulled down the hood, and it was Karura herself, alive and well. Tamari came down, and she was shocked. Mom, is that you? Asks Tamari. Yes, Tamari, I am alive and well, says Karura. Mom! Exclaims Tamari. She ran and hugged her and cried in an emotional reunion. I missed you so much, Mom, cries Tamari. I missed you too, Tamari. Look at you. You've become a beautiful young woman. I'm very proud of you and your brothers. I watched you all fight from the shadows, and I'm really angry at Rasa, Chiyo, and Yashimaru, and they nearly took you all away from me, and I will never forgive them for it. Oh, hold on. Wow. Heartwarming. Another planet, thank God. I'll never forgive them for it. I'll never forgive them for it either. They abused Gara to the brink of insanity because of their own selfishness, says Naruto. I know, Naruto. I heard everything that happened, and what they did against my children is unforgivable, says Karura. I agree, says Sakura. Same here, says Fu. We'll deal with them later, Karura, says Vince. That's right. Now I have I have to resume my match, says Amy. Right, I'm sorry, says Karua. Yeah, no, this seems more important. You can casually drop a bombshell on your. Does that count? That feels like tampering, right? It feels like effectively, you may as well have broken one of his legs before you started fighting him. Dropping that bombshell of, oh yeah, your mom's alive. Here she is. Now let's fight. I don't think his mind's going to be in it, buddy. That doesn't seem fair. Whatever. Hey, it's not like it'd make a difference. She's going to win anyways. Where was I? The dude. They all went back to the balcony, and the match resumed. And Vince snapped his fingers, and the arena changed into a volcano field. Once again, I'm so sure volcano has an E in the end. Oh, I'm not in full screen. You know what? This is good. I'll look up volcano. Oops, volcano. Oh, it's plural. It's plural that has the E in it. Okay, that's my bad. Hey, I can admit when I'm wrong, but James sure can't. Volcano field. They were on the planet Almacan. Almacan. Planet Almacan is a volcano planet located in the radio galaxy Centaurus A, approximately 13 million light years away from Earth. In the constellation of Centaurus the Centaur, volcanoes erupt on the planet all the time, and it is truly a volatile and inhospitable planet. It is tidally locked, meaning that one side of the planet always faces its parent star and the other always faces out into space. Lava oceans and rivers completely cover the planet, and nasty firestorms rage wildly on that planet all the time. The planet is inhabited by very dangerous and nasty fire dragon creatures. That are very dangerous, and they are in a constant battle for supremacy with phoenix creatures. Okay, it's locked in a nasty and epic battle for survival. A powerful force field was protecting them. Amy slashed at Kenkuro with her sword and severed the chakra strings and punched Kenkuro in the face and knocked him out just that. Okay, a phoenix came in and dived in by diving into the lava, and it surfaced, and surprisingly it changed. It turned into a beautiful girl. Fantastic. With fiery red hair, red eyes, wings made of pure fire, and beautiful red clothes, and she landed by them. Wow, you were beautiful, says Amy. Thank you. Oh, hold on. There you go. There it is. There's Achmachen. You are beautiful, says Amy. Thank you. My name is Marani, but you can call me Mara. Like, cause I guess Marani's too difficult to pronounce. Says question mark. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mara. I'm Amy Mitarashi, and I'm a shinobi from the planet Earth in the Milky Way galaxy. Says Amy, it's a pleasure to meet you, Amy. I've heard so much about Earth. How? Who the fuck told you about Earth? The dragons? Oh, or were they dragons? Yeah, dragons, surely. Fire dragon creatures. Oh, we're at the end. Look at that. And I would like to go. I would like to go with you to Earth, says Mira. I'm sure that would be all right, says Amy. Mira came with Amy as the arena reverted back and she won her match. Several other matches came and Team Thunder Angel won. Neji won against Hinata. Hinata? I wouldn't expect that. Shikamaru won against Misumi Tsurugi. Shino won against Yoroi Akato, and more. The finals were a month away, and Minato gave everyone a month to train and practice. Continues in part 5. Wow, great. Merry Christmas. I gave you the gift of this. You're welcome. Like and subscribe. Here, yeah. Give me a present of your like and your subscribe and a comment. Bell icon. We don't do bells enough. Uh, and that's it. Don't worry, I checked. It seems all of the Vince's journey chapters are are this long. So if anyone was, and just expect a few more 2-chapter audiobooks. Bear with me here, okay? I'm not enjoying this. I would like to read more chapters because at this pace, I'll be done by the time I'm 80, if I'm lucky. So yeah, Merry Christmas, although there's a decent chance that this doesn't even get posted uh, on Christmas, before Christmas ends, before the midnight, I guess, of Christmas. Uh, yeah, bye.